live at Pac-12 Football Media Days in Los Angeles. I'm Dan Harrelson alongside Nick Taylor, and we have a pleasure to speak with first-year Arizona Wildcat football coach, Coach Rich Rodriguez. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty well. Well, let's talk about year number one. How much transition from Coach Stoops' regime to your team that will have to be implemented? You returned six returning starters on both sides of the football. So what do you make of this first year in Arizona?
Well, I like the first year was the toughest. We transition scheme-wise and terminology, but, something, the way you practice, the way you do things in the weight training program, the areas you recruit, how you recruit, and all that stuff. So far the response has been great. I think everybody understands we got a lot of work to do and all that, but I'm in a great place. We got a brand new football facility getting built. We've got next summer. And I got a great coaching staff, so everything is on super so far. Coach, and I know you spoke about this at Pac-12 Media Day earlier, but I want to dive into it a little more. With your offensive background, it seems that you're an ideal fit for the Pac-12 conference, and in particular Arizona, a program that's also been known for their defense over the years. I mean, they obviously had the run with the Desert Storm defense under Nick Comey, so given Arizona's, toughness and defensive history and your offensive intuition, do you feel like you're a good fit for Arizona, and what are you going to try to implement moving forward to make sure that your team is, well balanced on both sides of the football? Yeah, I think we can recruit the type of players we need to run our system. We got some guys already in place. Defensively, we got a lot of work to do. We struggled with it last year, but I've got a great defensive staff. Coach Castile and the crew from West Virginia came over, and they're good people, they're good recruiters, but they really know what we want to get done defensively. So we've got to get some recruits in here. We got to get our current players to play at a higher level, but they've all bought into it, and I think they understand the work ethic it's going to take to have success now.
Well, Coach, you're obviously going to get this thing cranked up in Tucson, but alongside you have Todd Graham coming into Arizona State, Jim Moore at UCLA, and we all know about Lane Kiffin at USC. Everybody wants to talk about the SEC West. So let's talk about the Pac-12 South. It's going to be a tough division.
No question. I mean, USC is extremely talented, got everybody back, and I think they can line up with anybody toe-to-toe. And then the other schools in our league, Oregon, Stanford, Washington, all those got most of their guys coming back as well. So it's a great challenge, and I've been more concerned with us than anybody else. But, in my spare time, I watch my opponents as well, and they're obviously going to have very good football teams coming back. So our guys know it's a challenge. I think it's exciting in some respects, but also, from our standpoint, coach's standpoint, we just got to get back to work. So the week we stop practicing, take it from there. So the year that you had away from football when you did the broadcasting, when I met you last year, did it help you gain any perspective and maybe even change some ideas about how you might go about your next job? Is there some things at Arizona that you're doing now that you might not have done at Michigan or West Virginia or any of your other stops along the way? It did, Nick. It was the first time in 26 years I had a chance to reflect. And so I tried to take the good of stuff that we did before and eliminate some of the bad and come up with the right kind of plan. And, I think a lot of what we've done and we're going to implement, but also a few new ideas that I was able to gather over the past year. And now the key is to try to implement them here in Tucson, Arizona.
Well, Coach, talk about your quarterback, Matt Scott. Earlier today at Media Day, you mentioned that was the best thing, that he could have been redshirted, and of course he carried over into your program for year number one. Talk about Matt Scott. What kind of leader is he at the quarterback position?
Well, it's his fifth year, and he's hungry. I think he played a little bit of football, and he understands his time, and he bought into everything we're doing. He's a tough, competitive guy that wants to prove himself and help carry our offense this
First time for you is in the book, so we're looking forward to that first game September 1st against Toledo to see your offense in full power.